here at weatherweb.net on Monday the 21st of September. Thanks again for watching. This is your look ahead video, and important one, this one, because I'm going to reveal our winter forecast as issued at the end of August to our private clients. I said forecast then, didn't I? I meant to say winter guidance. I don't like the term forecast when we're talking about longer term. So it's our winter guidance forecast. Now, I'll show you more about that in just a moment and show you where we are just now. But as I say, private clients had it at the end of August, so they've had a chance to act on that, and markets have moved and prices have changed, as they always do when we release the forecast. So I'll show you that in just a moment. First up, though, I was on Paul Hudson's weather show at the weekend, and this program really is required viewing every single week, because what Paul does, for those of you who don't know, he's the weatherman in the northeast of England, so through Yorkshire and Lincolnshire, and Paul actually hosts a program for an hour a day which looks at various different aspects of weather and climate and the weather news as it occurs through the week, as well as interviews with established meteorological figures. But way more important than that, he also talks to amateur forecasters, and every point of view gets a shot on Paul's weather show. And he talks about various different aspects of the weather and climatology, some of which aren't mainstream, things like sunspots, etc. So do go along, have a listen. As I say, I'm on it this week talking about farmers' weather and how the weather impacted on harvest. I'm at 47 minutes, but it's well worthwhile listening to the programme throughout. Okay, and I think special congratulations need to be given to Paul as well, and his producer, for producing such a programme, and to the BBC as well for allowing such a programme on air. It really is great to get that outlet for weather. Okay, on to the coming weeks or so, and this is the updated sea surface temperature anomaly chart, and this is of the whole globe. Where it's redder shows us where warmer conditions are prevailing in the oceans, where it's bluer shows us where cooler conditions are, and this is El Nino spreading across here, currently up at about a plus 2.4. I'm awaiting the official weekly figures to come out, and just notice west of the UK, look, our little cold area here in the North Atlantic, that actually showing at the moment at -4. So that really is a cold pool of water now to the west of the country. Cold, warm, cold, really classic signals of going into a cooler Atlantic multi-decadal oscillation. I won't go into that now, we've spoken about it in the past. But El Nino, well, the latest forecast from the IRI and CPC of where El Nino is likely to be headed over the next few months are out. This gives us the predictions from various different computer models and the forecast that they're giving. You see here the peak one is up at plus 3.5. The bottom one for the peak of the El Nino event is down at +1. Now, considering that we're already above +1, that model isn't going to be correct. But the average of all of them now goes for a peak of around a plus 2.2 to 2.4, and it's doing that peak really from now on in through to December. So our prediction of a plus 2.3 to 2.5 may well come accurate. You notice though some of them still going for a much stronger event, whereas most now coming down into this 2.3 to 2.5 window. That's good news in terms of the winter forecast, because it kind of matches what we were thinking and what we've been advising clients. So what does our winter guidance say? Well, this is it. That's what we issued for December through to February. So the winter period is December, January, February. Remember, the caveat across this is it's a long-range forecast. Anything can change, and it usually does, but this is to give you an idea as to what conditions are likely to be according to the research that we've done. Based on scientific principles, so we're looking at long-range climatological models, we're looking at things like sea surface temperatures that we've just looked at, and we're looking back at previous years that match up similar to this year. All of that goes into the pot, and we produce the forecast based on that. So this is what we've gone for. We've gone for the southern half of the country being in very wet conditions, gales and storms, limited snow, but more snowfall than last year. We've gone for 3 to 8 days of snow. Important figure here, though, is rainfall, 150 to 180% of normal rainfall, and temperatures meaning at around +1 to +1.5 degrees. So we've actually gone for a mild and a wet winter overall. That's not to say there won't be colder spells. There will be colder spells, but across southern England, we've gone for that idea of a milder, wetter winter overall. For the northwestern half of the UK, wet here too, tending to be more showery, with a west and northwesterly flow keep on trying to nudge its way back in. We've gone for 12 to 20 days of snow, again more than we saw last year, but nothing out of the ordinary. We've gone for rainfall of 120 to 150%, so wetter than normal, and temperatures of around normal to +1 degree Celsius above normal. So milder conditions overall there as well, but cooler the further north you head, temperatures getting back to nearer average levels. For the east of the country, here protected from the worst of the storms and the gales and the rain, we're looking at snow on 8 to 20 days. We actually think it's in the northeast of England could be around to above normal in terms of the number of days of snow around. And rainfall, we've gone with 110 to 140% of normal rainfall, so wet again, temperatures at around normal to +1 degree. So as a winter overall, we're thinking in terms of wetter and also milder. And what we think is happening here, and the key to this, is the jet stream being pushed southwards through the southern parts of Ireland, through the southern parts of the UK, further south than it would normally be, hence the reason for us going for those stormy conditions. Now, of course, that's not what everybody's gone for, because we're aware that some forecasts, the Met Office, for example, their model has produced signals for a colder and drier than normal winter, and hints of significantly colder weather. Some of the CFS stuff is coming out with cooler weather as well, but we've bucked that trend. We've gone with the mild conditions, and actually we're giving our confidence at the moment as moderate. So we think this is sort of where we're going to be. We have issued a minor update since this date, and we're doing those all the time, and I will stick those on as a premium video for you, so you can purchase those as you need to. So we've put a little bit of an update to this, but the overall pattern of mild conditions is one that we're sticking with. Now, what is interesting is that the IRI have also just released their latest forecast for December through to February, and this is their probability precipitation forecast. And what these shows is regions where rainfall is expected to be above normal, regions where it's expected to be below normal, and the percentage probability that that is likely to be the case. Now, where you see white colours, that indicates that rainfall is within climatological probability, so within normal boundaries. So you can see actually across most of Europe, the IRI signals rainfall nearer normal levels. What is interesting is that out towards the west, it's hinting at rainfall below normal levels, which would give some sort of indication of higher pressure trying to be in here. Down towards the southwest, it tries to hint at wetter than normal conditions, which would hint at lower pressure being in here. So what that would do is build the pressures here, lower the pressures here, and it would indicate that heights are lower than normal here, higher than normal here, and it would bring in more of a jet coming from the west. But we will need to see how that one shapes up. In terms of temperature, it goes for a milder than normal winter. Again, we're looking at the same chart, but this time for temperature. Where we see the pink colours, we've got a 40 to 45% chance of temperature being above normal, which actually at 40 to 45% is quite a significant chance. It could become statistically significant. Up towards the far northwest, it's gone for a very high category of temperatures being above normal for the time of year. And really down this western side of Europe, it's gone for above normal temperatures. So it's kind of backing up our ideas overall for the winter of milder, wetter conditions. So interesting to see, isn't it? So, as I say, other forecasts haven't backed that up, but that's what we're looking at the moment. Now, as far as the next few weeks are concerned, just a quick look for you. This is the CFS 5-day chunks from tropicaltidbits.com. This is day 1 to 5. And what we're showing here is the building pressure as we get into day 6 to 10. That stays with us through 11 to 15, which is taking us into the early part of October. And it keeps those high pressures in as well into the mid parts of October with a breakdown in the second half of the month. I think it's been a little bit optimistic there. It's probably going a little bit high crazy. I still think that despite a few breaks, 25th through to the 10th of October, as I say, could be 1 or 2 hiccups along the way, is probably the dry period, and then I'm going for that middle to latter stage of the month as becoming far more unsettled. But isn't it interesting to see that it's got that high building in, exactly as predicted when we looked at the analogous years? Well, when was that? Several months ago now. That was back at the beginning of August into July, where we're looking at high pressure getting in latter part of September into the early parts of October. So there we go. That's our winter forecast of 2015-16, December through to February. As I say, will change. Whatever happens, don't bet your house or your farm on this, because this does change. It's just guidance. That's all it is. So please don't jump up and down if it doesn't turn out to be that way. I'm just showing you where the statistical evidence points just at the moment. Of course, if you want more information for the next couple of days, you can check it out. Check out our look ahead video at weatherweb.net. Farmers, you can go to farmersweather.co.uk. That's farmersweather.co.uk for all the very latest information. Don't forget to check out Paul Hudson's Weather Show. Go to bbc.co.uk. Do a search for Paul Hudson Weather Show, and you need to listen to the latest edition, which is from the 19th of September, and I'm on at 47 minutes. But listen to the whole programme. It is well worth it. Sensible, reasoned conversation about the weather. Okay, I'll leave you with that for now. If you would like us to send you an email when this video is updated, then just send us a blank email to generalweather-subscribe@weatherweb.net. Phew! Plenty to be going on with there. I'll leave you with that for now, but whatever you're doing, thanks again for watching. Don't forget to tell your friends about us, and keep the sun shining. Bye for now.